Welcome to another episode of Favorite Flies of the North. Today we're going to be tying a fly that I've called for the Faux Killer Bug, which name come from the material that I use in the body, which is the Chadwick substitute from Vineyard. It's not exactly the same, but it is pretty similar, and yeah, I had a lot of success with this pattern. The first thing I'm going to start with is some lead. This is just regular cheap lead wire, the round type, that I have squished down but by using a pair of pliers. So I like to leave a little bit of room here in the front for me to tie in the thread. And you can always use black thread for this fly, but I just like to use a light thread. So what I like to do here is just to take a little bit of super glue to add over this thread, over this lead, to really make it stick. Then I'm going to tie in the ribbing, which simply is some, I don't know what this is, 6 or 8 pound monofilament, and it's clear. You know, you can use anything, you know, old tippet material or something like that. Then I'll take a piece of yarn and I'm gonna tie this in so I don't get the end all the way up. I'm gonna tie it in like that, because we're gonna have a little thorax on this fly as well, of a peacock curl. You can already see this is a very nice and natural looking body. This fly is obviously imitating a caddis larva. So now I'm going to go up with my ribbing here in equal turns. And this ribbing will create a really nice effect once this fly gets wet. So I'm going to show you at the end of this video a picture of this fly when it's wet, so you can see for yourself. Alright, now I'm just going to go ahead and tie myself down here, making sure everything is tied down properly. Alright, so before we continue any further, I'm going to take a black permanent marker and I'm going to just make my thread black. Take about 8-10 inches, should be enough. Alright, so next we're going to be tying in the peacock curl. And here's how I like to do it in order to create a very sturdy thorax for this fly, because peacock curl is quite fragile, and just tying it down without any further support is often a bad idea. So, you know, you saw I left my thread behind, and then I went forward and then back to the thread again. and now wrap myself over with the thread like that. Now I can just take that off. Now just take a few turns here, and I'm gonna make a little whip finish here. Like that. Now before I tighten up, I take some super glue onto the thread here, like that. And then we'll just go in and you pull tight, and there you go. And you can even make one more just to be safe, like that. Now we add a little bit of super glue to the thread. Right, now just trim off the thread like that. That's about how the Faux Killer Bug should look. Really nice little pattern. Last year I even took salmon on this while fishing for sea trout. Always tie them on a curved grub hook. That's best in my experience, and you don't have to put the extra lead on if you don't want to. I tie them both ways. And yeah, thanks for watching.